It's July the 9th and I am still at Manning Park, and today's been raining most of the day, so I decided that I would just do smaller trails. So I believe there's 3 small trails that I have in store. This first one is called the Paintbrush Loop Trail, and it's 1 kilometer long. And thankfully it's opening up now, it's not so socked in, and the views are just incredible. This is the highest point that you can drive up to in Manning Park. And then there's lots of hiking trails up in here. So high that I even have to navigate through some snow. When you think of wisdom, who comes to mind for you? Well, since you can't talk back to me, that's the unfair thing about YouTube, is I can talk to you, but you can't talk to me. Anyway, of course Solomon comes to mind. When I think of wisdom, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego come to mind. They were in captivity and they were given the king's diet, but they refused that diet and opted just for veggies and water. And then God gave them lots of wisdom and knowledge because of their diet choices. Since they were studying in Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, no doubt their knowledge had a lot to do with paganism and Babylonian stuff, because that's what they were being taught. But even though they were learning it, doesn't mean that they had to believe it. The glacier lilies are just so prolific right now. So pretty. I'm now doing the Viewpoint Loop Trail, and even on top of a mountain you still have to practice social distancing and COVID precautions. But I'm just grateful that the parks are open and that we're allowed to come and explore. Thank you, Lord. So this plant is called spreading phlox, and it only blooms when it's 20 years old. That's how long it takes to mature and bloom. And we're so blessed to be able to see this. God especially used Daniel in a pagan environment to interpret dreams. King Solomon said, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding." My last trail for today is called the Dry Ridge Trail. It's a 3-kilometer return. So pretty. In James, he says, whoever lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and he will give it to you liberally. Who wants liberal wisdom? I sure do. If you plan on coming to Manning Park, you definitely should book ahead and stay at Lightning Lake Campground. It's the only campground that is strictly for reservations. And it's the best campground because you can go on all kinds of trails from there. So the Cold Spring and the Mule Deer is where I'm staying. They have reservable sites too, but also first come, first serve. And that's what I was. But if I was to do this again, I would definitely reserve at Lightning Lakes. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The B-roll that I'm going to show you for this video is primarily of the wildflowers that I've seen in Manning Park. You will get some mountain views, but look for the wildflowers. They were just amazing. So I challenge you to ask God for wisdom. See what He can do for you. I know I could sure use a lot of wisdom. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next epic adventure. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace.
In the desert, from dryness the living water flows. Surround us with the fragrance of your presence, the sweet aroma sent to cover sin. Behold, the Lamb of God has come, the sacrifice, the Savior of man. Give us shelter in the shadow of the cornerstone, our rock, our fortress, our shield, strong and gentle as a shepherd, He leads to quiet waters, peaceful fields. Surround us with the fragrance of your presence, the sweet aroma sent to cover sin. Behold, the Lamb of God has come, the sacrifice, the Savior of men. Shattered the darkness with the true light, the night has been cleansed away. The morning star arises in your heart. He has sovereign the full day.
so beautiful.